face! Face, 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 face! Now! Bullets in the face! Want him! Need him! Gimme, gimme, gimme! At the sound of the bell, it will be face shooting o'clock! Bong! Knock, knock! Who's there? Shoot me in the face! End of joke! I'm gonna sing a song! Shoot me at the end of it! Da 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 da!
The worst type of reviews to write are the ones for either okay or mediocre pieces of media. So my past few videos, that being Twisters, Cryptmaster, and Horizon, have been really difficult to write about, because while none of the entertainment discussed in that video was bad, it wasn't really amazing either, which left them all in this boring middle ground of pretty good, which just isn't interesting to talk about. So, I've decided to restore some balance by talking about not one, but two recent movies that are absolutely horrible, but for very different reasons. In my Godzilla x Kong review, I said that there's two types of stupid movies. Fun stupid, in which a movie has crazy storytelling choices, but you kind of figure that's what the filmmakers were going for, and boring stupid, in which a movie makes stupid storytelling decisions, not on purpose, but simply because of a lack of skills on the filmmaker's part. If Godzilla x Kong is fun stupid, then these two films are definitely boring stupid. Today we're going to be taking a look at the newest M. Night Shyamalan disaster, Trap, as well as the newest failed video game adaptation that is Borderlands. So without further ado, let's get right into it. First up is Trap, the newest movie from the car crash director that is M. Night Shyamalan, who's actually a director I don't really have a lot of history with. Of course, like many, I thoroughly enjoyed some of his earlier works, but stopped really paying attention to his movies once I realized that each one he made became more and more in a downward spiral of terribleness. The only reason I decided to give Trap a chance is because the trailers seemed intriguing, and there weren't really any other movies releasing this summer, considering Deadpool and Wolverine scared them all away. The movie follows a firefighter named Cooper Adams, who's taking his daughter, Riley, to a Lady Raven music concert, which unbeknownst to Cooper, is actually a trap.
Oh, that's why they call it that.
The FBI have completely surrounded the concert in order to capture a crazed serial killer named The Butcher, who is said to be at the concert. It's then revealed that the Butcher is actually Cooper, who now has to find a way to sneak out of the concert without being caught by the FBI. The biggest issue with this movie stems from the fact that it keeps acting like Cooper is some sort of slick liar who can act his way out of being caught in any situation, but in actuality, this guy is probably the most suspicious looking person ever conceived, leading to multiple moments where he absolutely should get caught, but doesn't because the plot needs to happen. The acting overall is incredibly weak and stilted, which isn't what you want from this kind of movie. A film like this should require the best acting possible to make sure that the audience believes that this guy is actually intelligent under high-stress situations. Without that believability, the whole film's structure buckles under its own weight. Something that confused me while watching this movie was trying to decide who the main character was. At first, I assumed Riley because she was the most important character that wasn't confirmed to be a serial killer, but at a certain point in the film, Lady Raven takes over as the main protagonist, which then confused me even more. Up until that point, Lady Raven wasn't really a major character, and she was just there to facilitate certain plot progression, so it was extremely out of left field to suddenly make her the main character. It was just a baffling decision that I didn't understand, until the credits rolled, where I saw who Lady Raven was played by. Salika Shyamalan, M. Night Shyamalan's daughter. After the movie was over, I looked up Salika, and sure enough, she's a professional singer-songwriter, which means this whole film isn't really made to be a piece of art or tell an interesting story, but instead to serve as basically free advertisement for Shyamalan's daughter's music career. I gotta hand it to him. That's one twist I really didn't see coming. The film still sucks though. The next movie we have to look at is Borderlands, which to me looked awful straight from the get-go, with the trailers making it look like Guardians of the Galaxy with less charm and more annoying characters. And considering I'm not really a big fan of the games, I really didn't see a world where I was going to like this. To put it plainly, They took Borderlands and removed pretty much everything that made it even remotely enjoyable, which is the stylish art style and satisfactory gunplay. And that means all you're left with is the annoying and unfunny characters, which to me is Borderlands' weakest aspect and why I could never really get into the franchise. The story follows a group of bounty hunters as they try and search for a lost vault on the planet of Pandora, which is said to hold a great power for whoever finds it. The biggest issue I and many others have with this movie has to be the absolutely abysmal casting decisions. Like, for example, there's a character named Roland, who in the games is a big, buff army guy, so of course the perfect person to play him would be Kevin Hart, right? Or what about the main character, Lilith, who in the games is a very young woman? So of course they got Kate Blanchett to play her, because the people who made this movie have no respect towards the franchise they're adapting. The storytelling and dialogue are some of the most generic and boring I've seen in a while, with the story being incredibly predictable, and the dialogue being the same old Joss Whedon style that we've been receiving for years. I don't usually fall asleep during a movie, but man, it was a struggle to sit through this one. I almost fell asleep in the theater multiple times over the course of the film's runtime, and I think that's all that needs to be said about this movie. In summary, both Trap and Borderlands are two of the worst movies I've seen this year, with Borderlands coming dangerously close to being the worst movie of this year. The only reason both of these are currently spared from being crowned the worst is because while both of these movies were awful, they still weren't as bad as my personal least favorite of the year so far, which is Argyle. That's not a compliment. That's all I got for now. Be sure to like, comment, subscribe, share with your friends, and hit that bell icon to be notified for whenever I make a new video. The next review should be Batman Caped Crusader, so if you're interested in that, or interested in supporting the channel more, then turn on notifications and check out my other videos. Okay, that's it. Bye.